I'm gonna send out the invitations to my guests. Let me do that, and then I'll be right back with you guys. I apologize. Apparently, there was an issue with StreamYard, not StreamYards, and there was an issue with the buffering. So let me send that to Paul, and we'll send that to Crystal. And we'll do this. Okay. Okay, guys, we should have everybody back with us shortly. I apologize. There's Mr. Paul. Sometimes it's StreamYard. Sometimes it's YouTube. Sometimes it's StreamYard. Paul, I sent it to your messenger in your Facebook. I can put it. I'll put it in here too. Okay, so it's in the chat also. All right, there he is. Hey, John, thanks for joining us. We had a little technical difficulty. I believe it was StreamYard this time, not YouTube.
Okay, got it again.
Okay, we're back. Do we have video, Maggie? let me do this.
Yeah, everything's working again.
Okay, yeah, I got a weird. Hey, J Dog, we had a weird. Like I said, my chat froze on StreamYard. I didn't think anything of it, and then of course it does it often. Welcome back, Crystal.
Hi, Crystal.
Yeah.
And then what happened was I was like, uh-oh. Then all of a sudden I got this weird message on there. I couldn't even see it. And then you guys buffering.
Yeah, it's working again.
Working again. Okay. So guys, if you're I'll have to delete the other one. So if you're watching the replay, again, this show is Reselling Rhythms. It's a reselling show. I go live every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Basically to bring in other resellers and have them share their experiences and their tips and their processes and try to help us all become better resellers, including myself. Today I didn't have a guest scheduled per se, but Paul and Crystal were kind enough to join me. So we're going to talk about reselling, and I have a few things brought up. I discussed earlier, and guys, you can look this up on your own. I don't want to take up Paul and Crystal's time, but basically I discussed the flat rate envelopes. It could be a flat rate envelope or a flat rate box. The issue sometimes when you go in the USPS and the postal clerk doesn't want to accept it. Basically, if it seals properly, even with tape and the seams and the fold, you're good to go. It can bulge. It can be like a cylinder. That's even fine. And again, I suggested you may even want to bookmark that on your smartphone, that site, that particular page. Then if you have an issue with the postal clerk, you can bring it up with who's ever in charge for that day. So let me get back to our chat, and thanks everybody for rejoining us. Maggie, thanks for coming back. J Dog, welcome. Michelle, thanks for joining us back again. So I'm sorry, remember what we were discussing? I know Crystal, you had your Minnie Mouse. Why don't you show us your Minnie Mouse?
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw it.
Because apparently we're buffering, so no one saw it.
Yeah, no one saw
Pat
it.
saw it. I guess the only people that saw were people in the
my
the live
diamond
stream.
plush.
It's a door.
Right. So cute.
She's so big.
Hey, Sleepless Hustler.
But yeah, she's probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet tall.
Now, is that something you would try to sell locally, or would you attempt to try to ship that?
No, she's on eBay.
She's on eBay.
Yeah. She's on eBay.
What is your did you use calculated shipping, or did you do like a flat rate shipping?
I just did a flat rate shipping because I'll put her in a large box, and then I put the flat rate at $15 for shipping.
Okay.
But so we'll see what happens. She's
so
big.
What is your cost? And how would you ship that? USPS?
Yeah, probably.
You do use
Pirate ship.
Pirate ship, right?
I do. Yeah.
Did you check pirate ship rates?
No, I haven't. I would have to put it
probably
in
too large, because isn't that cubic is 18 by 18? So that's definitely too large for that, right?
I'm not sure.
Paul, do you use pirate ship, Paul?
All the time.
So something like that, I guess it wouldn't be benefit. Again, I'm not. I want to have somebody on from pirate ship so badly. I want to have them come on and talk about the product. But
I did a mystery box on the second to last auction. It was 16 by 16 by 16.
Okay.
And it was over 18 pounds.
Okay.
And it cost me on pirate ship, I believe, $15.
Wow. That's a deal. Especially now with the new postal rates. I mean, that's crazy. Well, it would probably been $20-some, like probably $25 with USPS, I would think.
35, I think.
$35.
So I could probably fold this because she's very bendy. So I could probably
fold her arms in.
I could probably fold her up like this and fit her into a box.
Yeah, maybe you could do that.
Or what you could do.
It's not that heavy.
You could get one of those. It might cost $2, but get one of those vacuum seal bags that you put in your carry-on bag. That you suck the air out and it shrinks everything down.
Yeah.
And because that's plush, you might be able to get it down to
really small. Sure.
That's true. I could try that. I've done that with a few other plush before with like a Ziploc bag, and then I'll just push all the air out of it.
It works for mattresses, right?
So it'll fit
like those mattresses in a box, so they can press them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we have because my wife used to collect Beanie Babies, so we have, I think, one of the large vacuum bags. There must be a couple of hundred Beanie Babies in there. We just sucked the air out and threw it under the bed, and it's been under there for 15 years now.
Oh my gosh. I remember collecting those too, but I just sold a bunch of them like in a big lot just to get rid of them. So I didn't want them anymore.
Yep. Some of them are coming back again. Some of them are gaining popularity and price again.
Oh, the Beanie Babies are?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Glad you said that because I would have passed them 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, it's like Pops. Everybody's into Pops, and I tell everybody, I says, today's Pops, so tomorrow's Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I had a 12 by 8 by 6 box, 4 pounds. It was $12 on eBay and only $8.40 on pirate ship. Yeah, you can say like Paul, basically you save like 50-60%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's been a great savings.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my determination hat on and try to get somebody from pirate ship on.
Yes.
Because I think it's great. I mean, I don't even want a referral. I just want to help people, save money.
Yeah, it is great. It's a great tool. It's a great idea. I'm glad they did it.
You don't have to use pirate ship to get that discount, but you can't print the label like off of eBay.
Right.
You can walk into the post office and ask for that rate, the Qubit shipping rate, and they'll give it to you.
Will they give you the discounted rate, or is it the same? I guess you wouldn't know that, right? Have you tried it?
Well, it's cubic shipping, so that is the rate.
Okay, so the rate is the rate. So pirate ship isn't giving you an additional discount.
No, it's not an additional discount.
I think it's confusing because eBay negotiates rates, and again, I don't know this for a fact, and don't call me out on it, but my impression is eBay. I believe in my heart that eBay is making money on that shipping. Because how can Amazon ship things out so much cheaper than eBay?
Oh yeah,
well, eBay will give you the top-rated seller discount, and then you have the top-rated seller plus discount.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's like
Amazon
Walmart.
So much cheaper.
I had to buy because I couldn't find. I have a Jeep. I have a 16 Jeep Cherokee, and I nowhere had tires for it. Like I had to wait a week because they had to order them from their warehouse. Walmart had them. I could have them the next day, and it was free shipping
on tires.
On tires. I don't know how the hell they do that, but I got 4 tires, and they're 18s, so they're big tires, and it was free shipping. It's like Wayfair. When I've bought a couple of beds on Wayfair and free shipping. How do they negotiate that?
Free shipping, and it's like next day shipping or 2-day shipping. Yeah.
Well, while you were bringing that up, now where did I put this? Shoot.
Hi, Wade.
Hello, Wade. Hello.
Hey, Wade. How are you?
Of course, no, I can't find.
I saw your video this morning.
Yeah, I watched the one last night. I caught the live stream. I was up at like 2:00 in the morning. I was watching it.
Oh my God, I was in my second dream.
So Wade is going to, if you purchase his storage auction video series, and you're going, if you want to start a YouTube channel, or you have a smaller YouTube channel, he's going to promote you on his show. He's going to do like an intro to your tape of your video of your find, so to speak.
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't able to watch it yet, but
that's very nice. Very nice, Wade. That's great.
Yeah, I definitely want to take him up on that myself.
Yeah, I can't do a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff anymore, but I think I'm just going to buy a 5x5 just for the
I can't
and just for the video of it.
Right. I can't do much of that stuff either.
Yeah,
I have no kids. My son's in
I don't have
New
any
Hampshire, and so it's just me and my wife. But I always wondered, and I don't know if Wade could answer this, and I'm sorry to get off the track.
No, believe this is whatever you guys want to discuss related to reselling.
When you buy a storage locker, if you go into a storage locker, pull out everything you want, like the obvious is going to be in there is crappy mattresses or whatever, or worthless furniture.
Right.
When you're done taking what you want, why couldn't you hire 1-800-GOT-JUNK or 2 Men in a Truck or college hunks moving and stuff, and hire them to clean it out?
I'm sure you could. That just cuts into your profit because of what you would.
But then so does renting a U-Haul to clear out everything. Then you got to take it to the dump, like the mattresses and stuff. If there's 2-3 mattresses and you got to take it to the dump, there's a cost involved there.
Yeah, Wade says he puts out ads for people to take the rest of it for free.
But who's going to take a crappy mattress and
one man's
no pun intended, right, Paul?
Man's treasure.
Yeah.
And if it's free, you never know.
I'm sorry, Crystal. I was just going to allude to something. You ever seen some of the Facebook groups of people post like things from like Craigslist and different local apps, and people are listing these mattresses and there's stains all over the thing? It's like, thanking.
The movie companies charge $2.25 an hour, 4-hour minimum. Over here, because I did a little checking, because I have been looking at buying a unit. One of the companies, I think it's either 2 Men in a Truck or 800-GOT-JUNK, they're $150 minimum charge, and then they look at what you have, and then they give you a price. So even if it's $200, I personally think it's worth it if you buy a 5x5 or a 10x5.
So the Sleepers Hospital charge $225 an hour, 4-hour minimum.
Yeah.
I guess it would depend on how much you actually took out of the unit to resell, if it's going to be worth it or not. Because if you're only pulling out $10 worth of items to resell, you don't want to spend $200 to have them clear out the rest of the unit.
True. Are you buying storage lockers, Crystal?
No, there's no way I'd be able to do that. It's just me. So it would be way too much work for me.
Give Jake another couple of years. He's scrawny, but I'm sure he's muscular. No,
probably not. Not with his connective tissue disorder. I don't think he'd be able to.
Oh, does he? Okay, he looks muscular to me.
Well, he has muscles, but that I don't know. I think that would be too much for him.
So when you said you were going to ASD, what are you going to be looking for?
Well, I have my own website where I sell new clothing, kind of like modern, retro, or like reproduction, vintage. So I look for styles that are new, but have that like vintage flair. So I'm looking for mostly clothing, accessories.
Okay, so
shoes.
Clothing.
Yeah, mostly clothing and accessories.
Yeah, the last well, it used to be when ASD was around. It used to be the closeout show, I guess, when they first started 25 something years ago. We went to the one in Atlantic City, I think at the time they had it, or the Javits Center, I forget which one.
Okay.
And I used to have a store, brick and mortar collectible store, and we were buying the applause figures.
Mm-hmm.
Salesperson would come in once a month, say, "Hey, this is new, that's new, and order this and order." So I would order a ton of stuff because I always sold the Disney stuff. We went to the collectibles part of the closeout show, and they had the same applause figures at 10 cents on a dollar. So I ordered and bought whatever they had. I got home. The next day I called my rep. I says, cancel every order you have taken from me and don't ever come in my store again.
Wow.
I told him, I says, how can you sell the same stuff to them that you're selling to me? And he had no answer for it.
Yeah.
Sleepless husband knows a lot about moving companies. He works part-time for one. And he was saying it may be beneficial if you had like 4 units or more. And then have them come out, because he said the moving companies charge a minimum of $225 per hour and 4-hour minimum. So you're talking $900.
And what city?
Hiring, I guess, employees like helpers, but then you still got to take the stuff to a dumper or use a dumpster, right?
Yep.
So I don't know how that would work.
I saw earlier up in the chat, Wade had mentioned that eBay plans on adding cubic shipping this year.
Yes, he said he had dinner with one of the eBay executives, and they said that they're planning on adding it.
Wow, that would be great.
Yep.
And you really wouldn't have to use pirate ship.
Right. They're probably losing a lot of business from that.
Yeah. And the other thing is too, and again,
unless you're still shipping international, because if you ship international, then on pirate ship, you get the international business rate. So that
they don't call it there's a term for it. I forget what they call it. That's fine if you don't remember.
I'm trying to think of what it's called.
Because I was going to actually because it's not available on the site. You actually have to contact them and request it.
Yeah. But you can do it right on their chat, and they fix it for you.
Right, do it right away. Okay.
Yeah, they fix it for you immediately, like within a minute.
Michelle, I tell you, she knows everything. Simple
export rate. That's what it is.
This woman is amazing. Thank you, Michelle. She knows everything. All the game shows.
You have a troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Michelle.
Can you ban them?
I don't even know how to deal with this. Let me see here.
I mean, do you really get that much fun out of doing stuff like that?
Maybe if you're 12.
Yeah.
Michelle, can you take care of that? It's difficult with
she's doing it, but he's just putting it in a million times.
Michelle, just ban him. Don't even just block him. Just ban him.
The same guy was in.
Okay, I got it now. All right.
Yeah, I think this is the same guy. Yeah, Michelle is the only moderator in here.
That should work.
I hit on block and it let me block him.
Okay.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
I never had to use it in StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't get it myself.
I
don't know what. Oh, he's still there.
Well, he's up above. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't get rid of all of them.
If you put block, it only blocks it from your chat. It doesn't block it.
Oh, really?
No, he's still on mine too.
Michelle, you can't get rid of it?
Adam, are you able to make more moderators?
Yes. I have to go.
Michelle's the only one in
here.
here.
Let me do that. Let me. I'll go into YouTube and I'll do it, but I got to add more moderators.
Yeah, I believe this was the same guy that was in.
All right, let me just mute my sound here.
In Mama's chat the other day.
Hi, Lisa. Rosie?
Right.
Yeah, some people call me Rosie. Some people call me Kristen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Michelle's working on it. Okay.
Still learning everybody's names and everything. So how do you like living in Vegas?
I love it. It's a big culture shock from where I came from.
It is blocked on the regular stream. It is blocked on the regular YouTube feed.
There's what?
He said he's blocked on the regular.
You're here to help Michelle in case we get bombarded again. Let me. I made you moderator. Let me go back to my record chat.
I think he might be gone now.
Yeah,
But,
looks like it.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, Vegas is nice. It's a big difference from when I lived in California.
Whereabouts in California?
Kind of like Southern California, LA type area.
Yep.
The great thing about Vegas is there's no traffic. That's awesome.
Okay. Sorry about that. It is blocked on YouTube. I went back into YouTube and it's blocked. Everything's blocked on YouTube.
Okay.
It's showing up on our chat on StreamYard.
Cool. And Adam, where are you located?
I'm right outside of Philadelphia in South Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Just east. You know where the Ben Franklin Bridge is? With the Liberty Bell?
Yes.
I'm like about 2 miles from the Liberty Bell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you'll see that in our StreamYard chat, but I checked the YouTube chat and they're all deleted.
Yep, I did see that.
So that was it was funny part of it, not funny, but I had popped out the chat. I always do that prior, and then what happens when we had the problem with the stream, I forgot to pop it out again, so I couldn't, and I didn't know how to do it in StreamYard. Now I do, but so anyway, live and learn, I guess.
Yep.
But it won't show up on the replay. It won't show up on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so where were we before we were so rudely interrupted?
Oh, Paul was just asking me what it's like living in Vegas.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking about going to the ASD and talking about the show and how you do pop and streetwear and that kind of stuff. What'd you call it? Streetwear and what else did you say, Crystal?
No, I didn't say streetwear. I said like modern vintage or like retro clothing.
Okay.
Or like reproduction
reproduction of retro clothing. Okay.
Yeah. I love reproduction vintage. So it's like it's modern or it's brand new, but it's made to look vintage. So I like that. But that's the trade show that is actually tomorrow that I'm going to check out a lot of the
where are they having that?
At Alexis Park. I think it is what is it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Not a hotel.
Exhibition center?
No.
Conference center?
No, where they have rooms, but oh my God, what is the word? I can't think of what it'll come to me like at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, oh, darn it.
Well, you're going. You're right.
Yeah, well, it's like a lot of hotel rooms, but you can. It's like
an Airbnb.
No.
Yeah, it's a conference center, but
not a conference center.
Villas.
Don't worry about it. You're like you said. You'll remember at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'll pop in your head.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of hotel rooms and banquet halls and things there.
You know what? While I'm thinking of it,
that's where it is. I probably
do you only sell on eBay and your own website?
No, I also sell on Etsy and Poshmark.
You like Poshmark?
Yes and no. I started on Poshmark, so that's kind of like my main platform, but it's not doing so well for me lately. So I've just been trying to branch out into other platforms, and then now that I've got my own website up and going, I'm trying to see if I can get rid of all the platforms and only sell on my website. But
what are you gonna do? I didn't realize you were gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes time to build the traffic and everything to your site, so it'll be like a slow process to get there, I'm sure.
So instead of the fees for the eBay and the Posh and the Etsy, you would just put more money into web advertising.
Yes.
Site.
Yes, and then you just have your minimal fee of like what it costs to run your site, and then your whatever you use for a payment processor, whether it's PayPal or just a regular credit card processor, you still have that fee.
Right. I've been doing these auctions, and I don't know if you know about it. I know Adam knows about it with T and Donatella and them. And so because of that, I've been using PayPal separate from eBay because I have to send out invoices.
Mm-hmm.
And just one time I was hitting all the links on the top of PayPal, and they have all this other stuff that they offer. And one was your own website.
Yeah.
And they give you a deal and they can do the processing and the shopping cart and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was looking into that. What about you, Adam? Where do you sell?
Just eBay right now.
Are you going to branch out? Because I know the last time we were on Casey's with List Perfectly.
Right.
To do. Are you going to do that? Are you going to branch out?
Probably not. My plans are just to get my eBay store up and running properly. With all my health issues over the last like 6-8 months, it's been a mess. I've just been shuffling things around, listing things sporadically. When they started the good till cancel, that crushed me. So what I'm planning on doing now is like just listing 2 or 3 items a day. So I'll have 2 or 3 new items coming up every day.
Yep.
And then stopping them like before they close, in the day, and then just selling similar, not relisting, selling similar. So hopefully that'll solve my problem, because they're getting so stale. They've been on the site whenever they started that, and then they're not selling, so they consider them stale listings. They don't promote them.
I think. I've been on Jason's channel a lot. When I've been on eBay so long that I put it down as a hobby, and then I come back to it and I put it down. And just the last year, I've tried to ramp it up. And when people talk about, oh, it's been listed for 5 years and 6 years and stuff, it's like, I could never. It's like, if it doesn't sell within a few months, I want to get rid of it. Right. So November, my wife and I went home to Massachusetts to see the family. So I had 600 listings and I ended everything, just ended them all. When we came back the first week in December, I didn't relist. I sold similar.
Right.
And the things did start to sell. So that sell similar does work. Mm-hmm. It does work really
back in the day, Casey used to always say that to sell similar, don't relist, before they had the good till cancel. But like my problem was, when I was feeling well, I would list like maybe 7, 8, 10 items in a day.
Yeah.
So I'll have like 7, 8, 10, and maybe a day or two I won't have anything expiring. Then I'll have like 6 expiring. So now I have a lot of gaps, like 2-3 day gaps. So I'm not constantly refreshing those listings.
Right. So, yeah. Lisa's saying the same thing. It does. Yes, it does.
So again, I have about 50 pair of women's jeans. I have about another half a dozen or so items, sorted items up. I think I'm gonna pull out probably 3/4 of the women's jeans that just aren't selling, and they're like the really nice ones leave up. Then I have probably like another 30 pair of women's jeans that have to be listed.
Wow.
Why don't I come on, David? Because the listings get stale. If you have listings that aren't selling quickly, and they keep relisting, the eBay algorithm, or it's called Cassini, decides that it's not a saleable item, and they don't put it high in the search ranking. They put it very low in search rankings.
Right.
I mean, I have
because they want you to
$6, $7, $8 plus shipping. So I mean, I'm selling jeans that are $15 jeans for like $7, $8, and they're not selling because they're very low in search ranking.
Right. Because they want you to pay to advertise them, boost the post.
And some of them promoted. I don't pay a lot. I'll pay like 2-3%.
Right.
In fact, I had reached out to Casey. He was busy today to join us. I mean, I know it was all last minute, but one of the things he says is, and not just him, but some other sellers, he doesn't do promoted sales, I believe, anymore. Some of the other sellers said they do promoted sales and run a sale. Other sellers say they don't do promoted. Oh, it was Yvonne said she doesn't do promoted sales at all. She only runs sales.
I do 0 promoted. 0. Before I was doing promoted on everything. Before I was doing promoted on everything, and it really has not changed from where I just changed everything to 0 promoted. So I don't see a difference between the two.
When I relisted everything in December, I did 1% across the board.
Right.
But then I also rose my price. So if I had something at 10, I made it now 15 or 16. And I didn't do free shipping, and the stuff was selling. But then, it says sold via promoted, sold via promoted. Mm-hmm. A third of the stuff was promoted. So then I went in and took promoted out of everything. So I don't do promoted anymore.
Yeah.
But I always thought, and again, logic may be faulty. I always thought if I do a very competitive price, and I would have like the lowest price, or in the bottom tier lowest price, that things would sell. But apparently not. Apparently people are looking for big sales.
Sometimes people, and I've heard this from a few people, if you the lowest price, they're going to think something's wrong with it, or you don't know what it is.
Right.
If you have a higher price and let them make an offer on it, then you can always haggle down.
Well, I posted that what Maggie said, that she's had, and again, a lot of other sellers have had success with making offers to buyers.
Yes.
So,
that's definitely one thing that I've always learned when I started selling on Poshmark, because we've always had that option to make offers.
Always had that on Poshmark? Okay.
Yeah, you can make offers on any item. The seller doesn't have to like turn it on or off to make offers. You can make an offer on any item you want. You can make offers on bundles. And that is how I get the majority of my sales, is by pricing high. So I have that little bit of leeway to make offers.
Okay. I think that's going to probably do. I'm going to probably mark things up like an additional 40% and then run 30-40% off sales occasionally.
Yeah, it's creating that perceived value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed.
They do it at the department stores all the time, right? Although the department stores are closing.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that, like, if you have an item that hasn't sold or has been sitting there for a long time, you keep lowering the price, trying to sell it. Instead of lowering the price again, shoot the price all the way up.
And then run it like 50% off.
Yeah, I did that with.
I'm going to do that on all these jeans I'm selling for like $6-7.
Yeah, I did that with a vintage dress that I had. I just had it for like a year and I still hadn't sold it. And I just kept dropping the price. Finally, it was like at $20. And I'm like, I still can't sell this. And I know it's really valuable. So I ended up shooting the price all the way back up to $80. And I put it for 10% off and it sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good for you.
Yep. That's good.
So it's like, if you've dropped the price all the way down, you still haven't sold it, shoot the price all the way back up and then just put a small sale on it. That works. It does.
Do you
work.
shop at Buffalo Exchange in Vegas?
There's one here, and I know Katie shops there all the time. I have not been there yet. I have not been there.
I went to the one just outside of Boston, and I just felt odd because it was 90% woman stuff, and the prices were really up there. I don't know how the one in Vegas is.
I don't know. I haven't been there yet. But there are so many thrift stores here in Vegas that Buffalo Exchange is really far, all the way on the other side of town, like closer to the end of the strip.
Yep.
I try not to go there. Like anything that's kind of like right around the strip, I try to stay away. There's just too much traffic and tourists and looky-loos, and it's hard to get around down there. So
but you have Savers also.
The what?
You have Savers.
Yes, we have a lot of Savers.
Yeah. Do you have Savers where you are, Adam?
No.
Yeah, we don't have any in Florida.
Crystal even has like the pound at Savers, like an outlet at Savers.
Yeah, we have the Savers. I guess it's kind of like a bins.
Right.
We have that here. It's
really?
actually
I didn't know
inside
they had
a
that.
Savers store. What was that called?
I didn't know the Savers did a store like that, like an outlet, a Savers outlet.
I was aware.
Yeah, so it's actually inside a regular Savers store, but it just has like kind of a separate department. So you could go inside there, and they have the big bins out, just like at Goodwill, and you pay by the pound. It's mainly all clothing, though. Maybe 10% is toys, but the rest of it is all clothing. They don't do any hard goods or anything like that. It's all clothes.
That's cool. Yeah, Sleepless is saying that he added shipping and he had the best month after he repriced everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta finagle it. I mean, obviously what I'm doing isn't working. So it's like Crystal said, I think I'll bump them like double and then put 50% off.
Yeah.
I'll put them for $15.99, $14.99, and mark them down to like $6.99, $7.99 plus shipping.
I wouldn't go that low.
No.
If they're selling for more than that, I wouldn't go that low.
No, just do 10 or 15. But shoot the price up really high and then leave on best offers if you still want to take offers on it.
Okay, so put like $24.99 and do like 40% off.
do 10% off or 15% off.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to go 40 or 50, just 10 or even 15% at the most, but that's it.
Oh, I'll try that. I mean, it can't hurt. Like I said, what I need to do is just, even if I just list 2-3 things a day, like I said, to get into that habit of just, rotating things, off, but till cancel and putting back on a sell similar.
Yeah, I have like my little chart. So I keep this on my desk every day, and I just mark like how many listings I've been doing.
Okay.
Like, having that
accountability chart.
Yes, exactly. And having that visual, you can look at it and be like, oh crap, I've only done 4 this week. Like, I need to get on it,
Well, sure.
So cool. It helps to have that right there in front of you, and you're staring at it every day.
Let me just, for 2 minutes, guys, I wanted to bring this up, and it's kind of important. If you don't mind, and I'll pull it up, and you guys can let me know if it does show on the screen share. I want to just show something real quick. 2 things real quick here. Pretty important. It's been on some of the other channels, but some of you may have missed this. eBay related. Okay. Okay. I don't need to hear about the Dow, but if you guys have stocks, the Dow is up. Basically, eBay has had an offer to purchase eBay outright, not their marketing division, just their e-commerce site, that we sell on eBay.
Yeah.
The company's called International or Intercontinental Exchange, ICE for short.
Yep.
They made an offer, I believe it was $30 billion is the amount. Yeah, it'll be $30 billion. Apparently it was an unsolicited offer. And that eBay has acknowledged that they had contacted them, but they are not in any kind of negotiations at this point. Says ICE approached eBay to explore a range of potential opportunities that might create value for shareholders of both companies. Company said eBay has not engaged in a meaningful way. An eBay spokesman said the eBay board is aligned and open to all value-enhancing alternatives. The board is highly engaged and has acted and will continue to act consistent with this focus on shareholder values. Okay, so then the other one was, let me show you guys that one here. Let me close this tab. I'll just do it this way because I'm not real good at this. We'll do this one. So it's they have some corporate raiders now involved with eBay, large shareholders.
That's like the second or third time they've been offered to be purchased, right?
Yep. This is the other one, the other article. It's called Starboard, and they're putting pressures on eBay to sell their classified business. So again, I told you about the corporate raiders. eBay has 2 basically corporate raiders that purchased a lot of eBay stock. The one that I had known about was Elliott Management here, but apparently Starboard is another one. So they're basically trying to get eBay to piecemeal the various divisions off. They sold StubHub, which was very profitable. Elliott Management kind of forced them into selling that last year. Now they want them to sell their classified group, and now they have an offer to purchase their e-commerce site. So there's things going on.
Is their classified is Kijiji, right?
I think that's what it's called. Isn't it in India too as well, Paul?
I'm not sure. I just know way back when, before eBay bought it, because I'm a real estate broker here in Florida. We used to advertise on Kijiji.
Okay.
Also, our real estate stuff, because it was nationwide.
Okay.
Hold on one second.
Let me get out of that. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. And I think it's these corporate raiders. I mean, Elliott Management pretty much forced them to sell StubHub. Now they really want them to sell this marketing division, classified division. This other corporate raider wants them to sell it as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got a strong offer if they would sell to this company, ICE. Apparently, they were involved somehow in the stock exchanges. They were involved in the Chicago Stock Exchange at one point.
Yeah,
they're basically like a corporate raider. They buy different things and they flip them.
I wonder why Amazon wouldn't buy them.
I don't know if that would be considered, the government
Monopoly?
say, yeah, monopoly, right?
Amazon's already a monopoly.
Cool.
I wanted to show you some, guys, and I misplaced it, but I did post in my Facebook group. Basically, what happened was I had ordered AirPods, Apple AirPods.
Yeah.
I typically don't buy that kind of stuff. I do like. I've been buying stuff. I told you guys before from the YouTube, for the camera, and I but buy a lens, and I bought microphones and portable microphones. So I'm really like, to me, that's personal and business.
Right.
But things like the AirPods, it's like, oh man, I'd really like to have these, but they're so pricey. So I follow some of these deal sites, so if I could do online arbitrage or for myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I purchased this through Amazon. They had some on eBay. I'm thinking, I don't know about this. They could be counterfeit. I'm sure you guys have heard on Amazon only Apple can sell on Amazon now.
Right.
Products. No one else, the vendors can sell Apple products because they had so many counterfeits on there. So it's like they had this great price. I'm like, oh, should I do it? So I pull the trigger. I buy it. And I'm out, and I went. They were some of the other shows that talked about how Ross was having their big clearance. So I went to Ross, Ross Dress for less. I think I'm gonna, buy. I didn't really want to buy clothes. I was looking more for hard goods and toys. Of course, I got there like the day after the sale started, the clearance sale. There was like nothing left. So I'm getting, messages on my app that they're getting ready to deliver. I said, I got to get home. So don't you know, I get home, and like 15 minutes later, I said, well, it's telling me on my app that I'm the next delivery. So I look out the front door, and there's this car sitting in front of my house. I said, I don't recognize that car. I said, it could be a neighbor, whatever. So this guy gets out of the car, and he's holding an Amazon package.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay. And he starts walking like down the other end of the street. It's like, whoa. I said, do you want it for 433? Here, the guy, and earpods are $150 or $130. And I don't know if my neighbor would return them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Yeah.
But then I talked to a friend of mine, and he said that they use GPS and sometimes the directions to the wrong house. So I point to like the numbers on my house. I like, my mother had like this like cast iron thing up there with the address on. I said, "Is this the address you want?" But 100, like I said, I personally would because that's the way I am, and I'm a seller as well, so I would return it. But if my neighbor got a little package, and how it has like the battery warnings on those packages, he would know it's electronics. So I bet you would open it up. Wow. So anyway, the reason I mentioned that was, how we always hear stories about consumers say, "Oh, I got this and it was damaged," or they said it was delivered and I didn't get it.
Yeah,
that would have been something that the guy from Amazon could have said was delivered. Yeah, it was delivered, but it wasn't delivered to me.
Yeah, my dad just had an issue with UPS where he had to fight. Like, it was a package that came to his house and they needed a signature.
Right.
Well, a few days had gone by. My dad still hadn't gotten the package. So he actually called me to help him with the tracking number, and he gave it to me and everything. I said, "Dad, this package has been delivered to you." He's like, "That's impossible because I had to sign for it." And I said, "Well, it shows that you signed for it." And he's like, "I never got that package. I did not sign for that package."
Yeah, absolutely not.
So we had to go through this whole thing with UPS, and it actually showed, because we requested the signature screen or whatever, and the UPS driver did not deliver the package, but they just signed my dad's name.
Oh, wow.
And
yeah,
yeah. So the package is lost. He still never received it. He's out the money. He's out the package.
Oh, so they're claiming that it was your dad's signature, even though he didn't sign it?
UPS does not want to return it or refund or whatever, be responsible for it. And my dad's like, "That's not my signature. I didn't sign it." I'm like, what do you do?
By any chance, does he have that doorbell video thing?
The Ring video?
No, I keep telling him to get that, but he doesn't listen.
I don't understand that. And this was like their elite service. This was like the next state service on these airports.
Yeah, it's UPS, and you have to sign for the delivery. So the fact that the driver also signed, just didn't deliver the package but signed for it also, that's crazy.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm thinking of a I had pulled something up prior, I guess. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
I wanted to bring this up, Paul. You sell video games, correct?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me pull up the site again. Somebody mentioned the site again. I know nothing about video games. I'm a little bit older than you, Paul. When I grew up, we had the Atari. That was,
Well, how old do you think I am?
I'm paying you a compliment. Take it, Paul.
No, seriously. How old do you think I am?
55?
No. 60.
Okay, well, I'm going to be 60.
All right.
I had an Atari.
Anyway, so I had like Missile Command and Space Invaders and Pac-Man. So I know nothing about these cartridge games, but I did want to bring this up, and I wanted to ask anybody if they were in the chat, and that'll have you on the panel. Let me know about this site if you ever used it, if you heard of it, or if it's worthwhile using. Because again, if I see stuff, especially like at a garage sale or something, I mean, I can scan it and stuff. He does look good for his age. There you go. Lisa's paying you a compliment, Paul.
Thank you, cutie. I mean, Lisa. I don't know if you were on the auction that night. Somebody called her cutie, and her face turned red like an apple.
Really? Okay.
Current and historic prices for every video game. Wow.
It's called pricecharting.com. Let me just again, I'm neophyte. I tried a little bit earlier. Let me just try this.
I've never heard of that site.
Legend of Zelda.
Me neither.
Now, what is the okay, so I pulled it up now. I pulled it up on has Nintendo, it has PlayStation, it has Sega. I guess Nintendo, right? Is the
Atari
platform?
So then it has other systems. So I guess that must be where Genesis would
like
be.
Super Nintendo. Well, that's not on Super Nintendo. Okay, let's see. Go back. PlayStation. Of course, now it's not going to do it.
Oh no, Sega. Yeah.
Okay, Sega.
Would it have Commodore too?
Good question.
Maybe they're under other systems.
Oh, and here's a price guide. Again, I was playing with this earlier. I don't know very little about it.
Loose price. Wow.
Customize your own video game price guide. Loose prices. What is CIB, Paul? Do you know what that is?
CIB.
Oh, here's a question mark. Offering to refer to as complete in box. Okay.
Oh, complete in box.
Okay. I learned something new today. There you go.
I didn't know that either. Well, that's for collectibles. We use MIB.
Okay.
In box or MIP.
Box only price. I know some people collect boxes, especially like perfume boxes.
Yep.
Different things. Manual only price. Cool. Amazon ID number, eBay ID. Guys, I'm going to put this in the description down below. Again, I'm not a game seller, but looks pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, that's very cool. But then the problem is, because like I've been listing like crazy this past few days, like I was telling you, on Amazon. I'm ungated to sell video games on Amazon. So I've been putting them on there, and then I also check on eBay. So sometimes the stuff on Amazon sells for more than eBay.
Right.
Very, very few times it's the other way around.
Right. So
I wonder how that price guide reflects against those two.
That I don't know. I should really do more research. What I should do is I should just, if I'm not feeling well, I'll just bring up my iPad and just look at it when I'm in bed or whatever. So I mean,
no, but that's a very, you should link that because that is a very.
We'll put that in the description below. I'm going to put both with Crystal. You're easy. I could just copy and paste with the previous one you did. Thank you so much. And Paul, I'll put your YouTube information. Now, Paul, you're doing some auctions as well on your show. Yes.
T is letting us do some auctions on our own channel. Flipping Crazy is doing them. Yep. Donna, of course, Pat D's. But then instead of being just solo on T's channel, Auctions for You.
Correct.
She's allowing us to break out and do some with her on our own channels because everybody's trying to build their hours and build their subscription base and all that stuff.
It's hard getting that 4,000 hours. Believe me, I know.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
But it is a good way to get rid of stuff. Like I was going to suggest you come on if you don't like. I don't want to sell clothes. Nothing against you, Crystal.
I could do bundles of those jeans.
Yeah, that's what I did. Is I want to stop. I don't want to measure the stuff anymore, unless it's new and packaged.
Maybe a bundle of jeans and price them at $2 a piece, and it's whatever my shipping is.
I should just look one day, Adam, and see what you've got, and maybe I'll just buy it all from you.
There you go. But, it's amazing. You get kids these days, and I don't know how old you are and stuff, but even some of the women I see walking around with the holes in the knees and the jeans and stuff.
Yeah, I don't get that. But
I told my wife, I said, remember when that happened to us? Our mother would be sewing those things up right away.
Yeah, we put the patches on it.
That are valuable, and the cuff is distressed because whatever woman was dragging them along the ground. Yeah. I can't give them away. I think I have for like $15.
I was going through this like tote of stuff that my mom left at my house, and was like all her sewing stuff when I pulled out my sewing machine, and I found like all these denim patches that she used to use. Yeah, and she would sew them on the holes or like on her elbows and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, my mother had the same thing.
And now it's called distressed.
Yeah, right.
It's
I try not to have my clothes distressed.
No.
Yeah. This is a boring. $15.
Yeah. You deal in vintage clothing.
$50 retail.
Wow. You deal in vintage clothing, Crystal. A bell bottom's going to make a comeback?
They already are.
Apparently they're hot now, right?
Yes. Bell bottoms have been hot for a while, actually. So I've got several pairs listed for sale. And a lot of the newer popular designers are making bell bottoms also. So they are definitely coming back.
What about platform shoes?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Platform shoes.
I heard stilettos are no longer popular though.
Stilettos?
Yes.
Yes and no.
Okay. I don't know where I read that or heard that. I got most of my information, reselling information. I get most of it from, Casey and a couple other people, but most of my other information I get off of Yahoo.
Yeah, I think a lot of the younger generation likes the more vintage retro type styles, and kind of mixing it with the modern. So kind of creating their own styles, and then you still have like the classic type.
Like the concert t-shirts. I mean, we all know how valuable they can be. The single stitch ones.
Vintage t-shirts. Oh yeah, definitely. I don't really mess with
you don't run into that much where you are, do you?
The what?
Crystal vintage t-shirts. Like,
do I find them a lot?
Yeah, do you find them?
No, because I think Katie and Vicky take them off.
Oh, that's why.
No, I'm totally kidding. But that's not really something I'm looking for. So I mainly look for like women's clothing. Right. I buy stuff that I like for myself, because it makes it more fun to want to list it and measure or
it's repair it. Job, right?
What's that?
If you're interested in something, it's less of a job. That's the
thing.
And you work another day, in the rest of your life.
And then I'll wear it a couple times, and then I'll list it or something like that. So it rotates my closet. But I try to buy stuff that I like.
Well, what's funny, you and I were talking when you were on the show before with me, and how you would just go through the racks and you would feel things go right through it. Beth even said it. I guess Beth is busy with whatever, picking up her wife or whatever.
Yeah.
But she said the same thing happened to her. She was going through a rack and she felt something, and here it was very valuable.
Yeah, I did that the other day. I can show you what I picked up.
Okay.
Just for an idea.
See some of these women fashion sellers, Paul. They just know from fabric. They just go.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure people.
Yeah. The 6 cents.
I ran into
cashmere. This is whatever.
I ran into the Goodwill just looking for something specific for a costume that my son's trying to put together, and. So I'm just going through the racks really fast, as we had like 10 minutes or whatever. And then I was just looking, just going really quickly like this. And I pulled this shirt out, or this sweater out.
Okay.
Doesn't look like anything special, right?
Right.
Big.
Just a gray. Oh, and yeah, it's cashmere. It's 100% cashmere.
Wow.
And the brand, you can see it there, is, Feel the Peace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel the Peace.
Is that a valuable brand?
Well, I didn't know.
It's valuable.
I actually didn't know the brand. I just knew it was cashmere.
Well,
And
cashmere,
my son was even like, the word cash is in the fabric. Like, how could it not be valuable? So I said, okay, I'm going to buy it.
Can I use that?
I said, okay, I'm going to buy it. Even if I don't resell it, it feels
that's a great line.
So I would keep it for myself.
Cash is in the name of the material.
Yeah, cash is in the name of the fabric. It's super soft. So I paid $3 for this.
$3.
Wow.
$3 because it was 50% off. And I looked up the brand. This exact sweater is $330, brand new.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crystal.
I was like, what? I'm going to wear this.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on.
One time just to feel the luxury. Yay.
Oh, this one.
It's pretty amazing. I had no idea. And then I got a second one.
I'm sorry, Crystal. You may know this. Rennie is asking, does anyone know about Dragon Ball clothing?
Well, if it's vintage, then it would be valuable.
Are you from? I'm not familiar with the brand at all. I'm
well, it's not a brand. Dragon Ball is like a trading card game.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z has been in Japan for
they had clothing from the game.
So I think more of the vintage stuff would be more valuable because they still make newer Dragon Ball t-shirts and stuff that really aren't worth anything at all. But yes, I picked up this sweater. I just bought it for myself, but you can really just feel the quality and like how heavy it is. And
that looks heavier, yeah.
Yeah, and it's got like this big cowl neck on the front.
Wow.
Yeah, I paid $3 for this one too.
Wow.
And I didn't recognize the brand or anything. But I just, I like the quality of the fabric.
You're a bargain.
It's an $80 sweater.
You got some nice buys today.
I had no idea. I just.
Well, again, I'm my own worst enemy. They tell you stop in several times a week into your various, thrifty places because the inventory changes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I just try to, if I don't have a lot of time, just feel the fabrics. You know what's quality and what's not.
I like Maggie's comment. Sometimes she goes shopping for herself in her own Poshmark closet.
Yeah. I usually go shopping for myself, and then whatever I don't want goes in the Poshmark closet.
I think that's more the idea, but we all love Maggie, so Maggie, do whatever pleases you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, guys. I guess we're sort of around an hour now with the second time.
Oh yeah, we are.
Was there anything you guys wanted to share before we stop? And I'll put your information in the description below. And Paul, I will list that video game website down there as well.
Yeah, I like to look at that.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's interesting, and
yeah,
maybe I can have you on sometime, and if you do a little research again, because you're sell that kind of thing, you can talk about it.
Yeah, I actually I go to auctions too, live auctions, and I picked up about 300 or 400 video games.
Wow.
That I've been slowly going through. So like the other night, I'm here going through video games, and if they're bad, I have my cleaner right here. And then I check on Amazon. If it won't go on Amazon, I put it aside for eBay. And it's like I was in a rhythm.
You have a professional cleaner like the E&J?
No, I want to, but I didn't. I just got the small, like $50 one.
Okay, and that works.
When I was in New Hampshire at my son's house, I happened to go into a thrift store and I bought about 10 games.
Okay.
And they all had various things wrong with them. But there was a record store. There's no record stores around here. They had this huge machine. Had to be 3 feet tall by 3 feet wide. I said, I'd like to have these cleaned. And it was $1 a piece.
Okay.
And I said, do you know how long it'll take? She says, about 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe it. And they came out crystal clear.
Here, GameStop will do that for you too. I think it's a couple of hours at GameStop.
Oh, I wish
like
they
$5.
would.
Well, at least here anyways. It's like
$5 to clean it?
Wow, I wish because I asked at the GameStop here, they don't do it.
And yours charges $5, Crystal?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot of GameStops that are going to be closing, they said here. And I just heard on the news this morning, not to make the show go on longer, but Macy's here in Florida is going to be closing a lot more locations also.
They've already closed a few up here in the Northeast. So.
Yep. But thank you very much, Adam, for having me on. This was
appreciate it. It was Crystal. Again, I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're a friend. I appreciate you. And Paul, it's great having you on. So let me just close this out, guys. And again, I have plenty of other reselling videos. Some really neat people like Katie and Vicky and Casey the Rockstar Flipper. If you guys want to watch the other videos, I mean, if you're a reseller, you can even listen to it. I'm going to play the video and listen to it while you're listening or whatever. I have playlists. You can continually play that. So I appreciate that if you did that. Again, please like, subscribe, share if you would. And also you can comment down below. If you get any value out of this, again, please consider subscribing. So again, guys, really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again.
Thank you.